Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time we started investigating the Drukhari attacks that had been going on in the expanse here. We saved a merchant vessel and then we were told of an attack that was happening on a planet here called Grantis, which is in the Winter Scale realm. We managed to get there, but not in time to save the colony. And the leader of the Drukhari told us to meet him in one of these three systems if he wants to fight us. And now we have a route here from Pellium Solitus over to Litobrium or Litorbium, whatever. This system. But before we go over there, we're gonna go stop by Adermat 2 over here. So let's go ahead and see. So if I go here, this is saying a deadly route, but I can do this to... Oh, I'm creating a route. Interesting. Well, I don't want to waste any more stuff for that, but that's interesting. So if we ever do get to like a point where... let's make this safe. If we ever do get a point where we need to get somewhere quickly, we can do that. An important event has occurred in one of your protectorate colonies, which calls for the Rogue Trader's personal attention. If you visit the colony and complete the event at any time, you can find out more information about all your current events demanding your colony management screen. Yanis has an event going on. Okay. Now, Foulstone still can't get any of these ones. Or did we finish this? Okay, so that's finished. We could start this one. I don't necessarily mind this one too much. Get better profit factor and a contract available. Unquenchable greed. The Rogue Trader has been contacted by a high-ranking administrative office official who previously helped with reclaiming a relic of Saint Cognatius from House Corda. He enjoyed the generous bribes and would like some more. In exchange for the riches requested, he promises that an error will creep into the administratum's calculation so that all provisions from the agri-world of Mercus Alpha will be shipped to Dargonus instead of the Navy's orbital fortress of Dragonus 2. That could get us some good stuff. So what's holding us back here? Still people, which we are still low on, and mechanisms, which we've gotten none of. And here you need the bonfires of the righteousness. Bonfires of righteousness, which we do not have and cannot have. Yeah. So we can't get this one. But we could get Shrine, but we need a profit factor of 50 and more adamantine. I don't know which one of these we'd be going for, but how do we get the didn't we get something for whatchamacallit? This one? Oh yeah, we got this. Okay. Colony reward. So we got the Helm of Determination here, and Apexalium stimulants. More complacency, less efficiency. Yeah. And the Lord Captain's presence will be required. A riot. Eee. That's not good, is it? Okay. Can't get a cure for sloth yet. Or we don't want a cure for sloth. Because that's kind of harsh. Although, you get efficiency for all colonies, which is nice. You would need one of these for one of these projects. One of these two, which we can't do because that needs mechanisms and that needs reputation. Okay, we need to find mechanisms somewhere. This one needs more people. And this one needs more xenotech. Okay. Lord Captain, we've received a report from Dargonus. Some common folk from the now ruined Scipione 84249 have succumbed to the heresy of defiance, forming into Injun vandal gangs. They now ride among the wasteland on the wasteland-adapted cleaning Goliaths. They have declared themselves outside of the law, raiding the hive's outskirts, only to escape retribution in the toxic wastelands. Bereft of the grace of the shelter beneath the walls of the blessed hives, they are willing to do anything to prolong their fleeting lives under the open sky. They curse your ladyship's apparent cruelty. Rumor has it that the Brigadier clan in charge of debris removal in the ruins of Scipione keep in contact. We could pass on your words to the renegades via the Brigadiers, or force them to disclose the locations of the rebels' nomadic camps. What is this Brigadier clan? This is a union of the workers and the technomats who have been working on the lower levels of Scipione, small-scale bosses of the watches and the shifts, useful common folk who have proved their worth with diligent labor and valuable knowledge. Of course, they stand much lower than the esteemed trader, let alone the aristocrats, but the common folk heed their kin, and the Brigadiers have both the authority and the ability to manage them. The Scipions keep to themselves, but the Brigadiers have not shown any signs of disloyalty. They were the first volunteer to return to the ruins of Scipion's 84-249. I think it's Scipion's. I don't know. I keep thinking it's either... You got Scipio, right? If this is Latin-based. Which is pretty famous. So, I don't know. And set up the debris removal project. I think I'm going to go Scipio just because I like Scipio so much. So, Scipions. They are certainly useful and are accustomed to praising the Emperor through their labor. Moreover, their grief at the loss of their home and the resilience with which they have accepted it made them appear like heroes and martyrs in the eyes of other commoners. How do they survive in the wastelands, and why do they decline my rule? This is a rather uncomfortable way of life, your ladyship. They must always be wary of acid rain and hurricanes moving a decent distance from their hives if they do not plan on raiding at that moment. They get their food from the abandoned outposts, paying for it with the lives of those killed by autonomous security systems. Water and promethium are rationed very strictly. They live by marauding, or an occasional hunt and plundering, sometimes their own kin and sometimes the outskirts of the hives. They are a tribe of degenerates and barbarians that is rapidly developing its own clan culture. The civilized residents of the hives shoot the scum any chance they get. Alright, so without the advisors, we can let the Brigadiers negotiate with the Vandals. We can spin some thrones and avoid these problems altogether. If they are so tenacious and militant, let them guard the hives in exchange for a small tribute. Destroy these Injun heretics and show them no mercy. Advisors. If the Injun Vandals have managed to tame the ancient machine spirits, then that means there are technomats or even tech priests among their ranks. That renders them negotiable. It would be efficient to utilize such renegades instead of disposing of them. A promise of reward for every piece of technology found in the wastelands of Darganis and returned back to the dynasty will ensure their obedience and tractability. If you wish to exterminate them, Elentak, do not waste your time on hunting them down. Instead, deceive them into defeating each other with a prize, a weapon or a trophy that they can fight for. After the Monkey are finished slicing each other up for the right to obtain it, your warriors shall finish the deed. This tactic proves itself to be very useful against your kind. The aristocrats of Darganis despise them, but are also secretly afraid of them, correct? Renegades that can invoke such fear. I wonder if I had exiles like this on my home, would they have curbed the ambitions of my brothers and sisters? Would they have supported me in the case of conflict? Oh, I am scheming and conspiring right now, am I not? Bravo, Lady Cassia. Do not be ashamed of the unique abilities bestowed upon you by your heritage. They are your birthright. Pascal drafted a message directed to the Omniscian renegades. Let them serve the acquisition of knowledge. Lady Cassie is right. We should help them and give the aristocrats a real threat to keep their peace. Or their place. We shall follow Earliet's advice. Let us spread rumors about certain valuables in the possession of the Vandals. And when they are done fighting among themselves, you shall conduct a raid and finish them off. I kind of wish we didn't get rid of like our other options when we asked our advisors for help. But out of these three, I'm going to go with Cassia. I am still naive of even the basics in these games played by powerful. But my intuitions tell me that this is a winning strategy. A meeting with the leaders of Injun Vandals was organized via the Brigadier clan. They have gladly accepted your proposal to serve. Having received weapons and information, the Injun Vandals slaughtered several brash and troublesome aristocrats in a few successful raids, sowing fear and reliance on the rogue traders' protection. The roar of their engines was like snapping a whip over the heads of frightened cattle. Yeah, that's fine, right? Yeah. Oh, we can get a rank 3 one. Profits for water. Interesting. Okay, what is this one? Granting the right to unite into guilds will cause an explosive growth of industry, which will in turn lead to the dehydration of the planet's surface. We can get frag grenades, 5 of them, and replenishing frag grenades. Proficiency +3 times 6 mechanisms. Now, times 6 is different than +3. I wonder if that's different for like that kind of stuff. Do I get 6 mechanisms, or is that multiplying what I have? Because, you know. Okay. Blocks these projects. One of the projects has been completed. Shield of the Emperor, Filth of the Expanse, Prometheum Plasteel. Right. What do the other ones give us? Adeptus Arbitus. The creation of fortresses of justice will establish the rule of law and attract reliable merchants and partners. Security, Imperial Navy, and Caligay of St. Keith. Whenever the wearer performs a heroic act, they recover all their wounds and gain 2 AP. Whoa. That could be massive. I don't know. That's pretty good. And it also sounds nice. We only need 1 more adamantine to get that. Oh, but this gives us the mechanisms, which we need for a lot of other things. The Season of Wars. Tacit consent to the Underhive gang wars will nurture new generations of servants for the rogue trader, both warriors and aristocrats. All allies gain 5% melee damage and 20% damage to their attacks of opportunity. Ooh, that's really good too. That gives us 9 people. More Fellowship of the Void, but less security. Ooh, I think the mechanisms are important, but also, let's see what else we got. This gives us people. The giant purgers will be stopped. This one needs working hands. People's good. This gives us provisions and efficiency. This gives us efficiency. We're gonna get this. The genetic purges. We're gonna do this for now. Gives me time to think about the other stuff. Plus, we need people, so that's fine. Veabos 6. Lord Captain, a disturbing report has come from the quarries of Veabos 6. The slave laborers have lost their minds. They forget how to use tools. They huddle together and continue to stare aimlessly into space, even under the lashes of the whips, ruining the mining deadlines. Some people get obsessed with using their nails to claw out the blasphemous symbols on the tools, on machines, and even on their own bodies. The most mad have painted the walls of several mines from floor to ceiling with the symbols and then gone off deep into the mining tunnels. None of them could be found. The wardens consider it a performance to divert attention away from the escapes and an impending rebellion. What are those symbols being scratched out by the slaves? It is hard to give these drawings any sort of intelligible definition. Unnaturally round circles connected by lines. The lines are interrupted by groups of dots. The patterns can sometimes follow some sort of logic and sometimes be unique. I can provide pics of them. After examining the pic, you realize that the symbols are connected through a strange logical sequence. So, without the advisors, we should investigate this anomaly. I feel that something is wrong here. Have the guards monitor where the workers disappear to. Have the guards knock this love for cheap theatrics out of the slaves' heads. Advisors? spotting an intriguing pattern in the drawing of the symbols left by the prisoners. Hypothesis: they have a practical purpose, requesting access to the mines and the right to investigate the specimen for the Adeptus Mechanicus. Disappearing prisoners? What is the point of running away from penal servitude if the entire world is a prison cell? No, Shireen. These Ashmags have found some sort of smuggling tunnel network and are hiding there. And the drawings are their secret language, which they use to give orders to their fellow prisoners. I know some guys who can find such secret places and decipher these languages. If the slaves will continue to disappear for no reason, then unrest will soon follow, whether out of fear or of disappearing themselves or out of hope for the possibility of escape. To stifle this, we have to put pressure on the slaves' leaders. My experience suggests that such people can hold sway, more sway than any warden. The servants of the Omnissiah are allowed to research any slaves that demonstrate odd behavior. Jay, have your adroit little friends investigate exactly where my servants wander off to. Abelard is right. Have the slave foreman stop this mess, or else they're going to regret it. Between Jay and Abelard. Don't know if we trust criminals very much, like Jay's little friends, so we're gonna go with Abelard. I have no pity for those who have been exiled to a penal world for atonement, and yet continue to create disorder all around themselves. Exhausted by sophisticated interrogations, the prisoner foremen have been ordered to exterminate anyone who shows any signs of insanity. The purges wiped out many workers, but the disappearances and strange phenomena have stopped. Colony reward. Punishment of the outsiders. Efficiency up, and we get some trophies. Plasteel people and chemicals. Okay. Why is it saying people 4? We have 7. Has it just not calculated the +3, maybe? Maybe. Okay, so next step. We got the Dreamless. The convicts will be of much greater use if they are kept from sleeping by employing a small augmentation. Better efficiency. Warp guides. There's a rumor that there are several warp guides among the convicts, unsanctioned semblances of navigators. It may be worth it to hunt them down and press them into service. Okay, more security, that's not bad. And then Holy Servitude. Provide the Drusians with convicts as pilgrims for the arcs. Okay. This gives us a vigilance, or ring. A marvelous compact weapon in the form of a ring that allows the wearer to use Melt of Scorching area attack once per combat. 10 to 14 damage, 50% armor penetration, 8 range. And 3 profit factor and Drusian reputation. We're gonna get Holy Servitude. Hell yeah. Okay. Can I get any of these now? No. Are people's back down to +1? I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know. Okay. Let's make this safe. Although, maybe we should go to Yanis now and deal with the riot. Let's do that. Gotta deal with that riot. I am liking this colony management stuff and everything. So far, all of the like little side mini game aspects have been a lot of fun. Like the ship combat's been fun. This aspect has been fun. So where do I go for this? Oh. A riot has broken out in the colony. The cult of the Final Dawn has sunk its poisonous roots into the planet and has now grown strong enough to make itself known. That's not good. Get some mercenaries to the planet. Nah, we're gonna make haste to aid the colony. Suppress the riot with the planetary warden. Nice. Enter battle. So we can get planetary wardens eventually. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so far, we haven't had anything like in their previous games. You're like the settlement management in Kingmaker was kind of cool, but not like super Perfect. And then the settlement management.
Report when manned and ready.
I wasn't expecting a ship battle. Stop shooting me. The Invictum Erebus. I don't even know what my ship name means, to be honest. Probably should have thought of my name a little better. They are lining up for me. Okay, my turn. Alright, shoot him.
Let the incandescent beam scorch our enemies.
Good. Dorsal.
Eviscerate them.
It's one down. Alright, next we're gonna move right here.
Emblazon our path.
Light him up.
Unleash our wrath upon my enemies.
Light him up.
Let destruction pour forth.
Torpedoes this way.
Unleash torment.
And then we want to get behind them, or at least behind as many of them as I can. Then we're gonna go this way. Protect our rear. And done. Beautifully done. Oh, we just blocked him with the torpedoes. Go ahead and explode on them. Okay. Oh. That's not what I thought it was. Okay. We're gonna do that? Okay. We're gonna move here.
Guide us.
Ooh, close. Shoot him.
Unleash our wrath upon my enemies.
We can dorsal
Send
kill
them
him.
into the cold void.
That does damage to them too. I think we want to go after them in front of us. Fire.
Let the incandescent beam scorch our enemies. Emblazon our path.
You think we can get them with that? I don't think so. Hold on. Maybe. If we do a jump like that and then increase the power of this. Oh, hell yeah.
Unleash the storm of macro cannons.
Got him. God damn, we are strong. And now you're gonna kill them. Beautifully done.
Blessed are the faithful.
Don't mess with us on the high seas of space. All right. And that's it for the riot? Yep. Okay, cool. Prepare the ship. Go into here. Go into our upgrades. Our post upgrades. And we can upgrade you. So does it tell me the difference? Can only be used during the end of phase, reloads over during the acceleration phase. Okay. Reloads all macro cannons and launches lances, which were fired during the acceleration phase. Was it lances over here too? No, so the lance gets recharged as well. Reloaded lances suffer an additional 25% hit penalty. Okay, I see. Yep, get that. And we don't have enough scrap to get new heading. That's fine. Alright. Now we head off to that one area. Yep, we want to go jump here. And then jump here. Ooh. What is this? This doesn't happen often. Lord Captain, emergency report. The augurs have detected several void ships slowly encircling us. Our requests for this pursuit to cease have been completely ignored, but an unmanned vessel has been dispatched in our direction, broadcasting only 2 words, Gift and Haydari. Exalted One, incinerate these void jackals. What does it mean? Jay's agitated voice comes on the Vox channel. Shireen, this whole thing stinks worse than a dead Grox. And it's also eerily similar to how Casabalican agents operate. With your permission, I would like to see what kind of gift those tight-lipped Ashmags have sent me. The Vox Master patiently awaits your instructions, flipping switches and occasionally emitting crackling statics from our integrated Vox systems. What ships are there? A frigate and 4 raiders, Lord Captain. No identifying marks, so they're probably pirates. Although the Augur Masters reports that they are well coordinated, more so than your typical void rabble. I want to contact the void ships, or the flagships. The flagship. Apologies, Lord Captain. Our attempted calls to the unknown pursuers' ships are being automatically relayed to the beacon on the pilotless vessel. Order the Voidborn to bring the package aboard. It will be done, Lord Captain. A shuttle carrying a retrieval team and bomb disposal specialist is already en route. Several tense hours go by. All the while, Jay Hidari paces back and forth across the captain's bridge. But at the first shriek of the sirens announcing the shuttle's return, she rushes down to the lower decks. Core, no! Jay's outburst blares from the comm bead, momentarily deafening you and a third of the officers on the bridge listening on the Vox channel. No, no, no. Why would the Exalted One doom so kind-hearted a person to such a fate? What void beast has done this to you? The Voxcaster picks up a quiet sob, the whining screech of a augment on the bulkhead panels, and the crunching of metal fingers, and Jay cuts the Vox connection. Lord Captain, the returning Voidborn report that the package for Jay Hidari was the head of a young man. Vigdis types swiftly at the cogitator keys. According to our archives, he was a member of her trade network on Footfall. The deceased is Trickster Core, one of the Trickster twins who engage in suspect commercial activity on the station's asteroids with Mistress Haydari. Static comes over the line. The siren blares again, and the Vox Master turns to you. We have finally been alerted to an incoming Vox transmission. My officers are standing by to connect you to the unidentified parties. Let us see who would display such impudence to a rogue trader. Void dog snapping at the rogue trader? Accept the Vox transmission. This should be interesting. Load the artillery and allow the ship to draw closer, then connect me. A few warning shots should help this meeting along. Fire. Do not parley with aggressors. Load the artillery. We attack first. Load the artillery and allow them to come closer. It will be done, Lord Captain. A minute later, the Vox line crackles with static, followed by a rough, drunken voice. Well, I'll be. It's Her Ladiness Rogue Trader von Throne Damned Valancius. I humbly dug my forelock to you, my lady. We mean no offense. Our convoy is but a mark of respect for your holy self. You wouldn't have stopped to talk to us, would you, if we hadn't given your officers a good scare, eh? Toto the Vulture. Oh, where are my manners? I forgot to introduce myself. Toto the Vulture. At your most noble service. That's a rather pathetic moniker. Couldn't come with anything better. Your gift? What do you mean by it? In the Emperor's name, state your business or get off my Vox channel. Who you are makes no difference to me. Why were you pursuing my vessel? Get to the point, filth. You are only alive because you briefly alleviated my boredom. So you admit you were threatening a rogue trader, and yet you're not the least bit afraid? That's enough, you bilge. Of your bilge. Void mutt. Speak plainly and get to the point. What did you mean by the gift? Oh, that? Toto the Vulture laughs, and it sounds like the giggling of an innocent little boy, a little boy with a frog in his throat. Just a little joke to raise a smile, your ladiness, and a warning for one slippery little rat. You see, a little bird told my boss that the rat I'm after is on your ship, and we're the best rat catchers this side of the mall, your trader ship. So we're ready to take that problem right off your hands. All you have to do is put Jay Hidari on a pod and send her straight to the coordinates we'll give you. My boss has been after her for a while, and he's generous to those who help him. You're no vulture, Toto. You're the worst kind of ashmag. A voice just as rough as Toto, the Vulture bursts onto the Vox channel. Tell me, you son of a grox, and a void jackal, who sent you? And the critter runs right into the trap. The Vulture chuckles hoarsely. I'm afraid I can't reveal his name. What can your boss offer me? Shireen, are you serious? The best weapons? Supplies of rare artifacts? Trading sites across the expanse? Gratitude? Yeah, take your pick. Threaten my retinue and you threaten me. Why not? I shall give you, Jay. Let's do this the right way. I'll give you whatever I have in my hold, and you will leave and never inflict your presence on me again. That's it? How terribly dull. Tulamen, alert all stations, prepare to engage. In the name of the Emperor, you and your boss will pay for your insolence. You threaten my retinue and you threaten me. So the answer's no, then? That's probably for the best, your ladiness. I make a bad negotiator, but a damn fine pirate. Before the Vox transmission cuts off, you hear a rasping shout. Falco, say hello, Jay Hidari, and screw you. It says Falco says hello, but he's drunk, you know, it's whatever. Alright, more ship combat, I'm assuming. Press any key. Has ship combat always been this loud? I feel like it's louder than it used to be. Okay, so we have our, this is our ally ship now that we got from that one thing. Okay, so. Let's go ahead and shift. Move up. Alright, we can hit you now.
Send them into the cold void.
Dorsal still can't reach, that's okay. Go move here. Fire.
Eviscerate them.
Move here. Starboard side, fire.
Let destruction pour forth.
And strong shields, okay. Port side, we're not gonna have anything, but we can do this. Do it. Fire.
Send them into the cold void.
Okay. Torpedoes out.
Send their souls to the void.
I do kind of wish I would have gotten to control this thing. But that's okay, I guess. Move here. Blow him up. Interesting that that didn't, like, take out that. Alright, fire.
Macro cannons. Annihilate them.
Fire.
Eviscerate them.
Dorsal.
Let the
Fire.
incandescent beam scorch our enemies.
And do this. And we're gonna come all the way around to there.
Chart a course.
Hopefully these torpedoes might be able to hit me, which isn't great. Oh, can't reach, so we're gonna do this. Fire.
Let destruction pour forth.
Good, good, good. And that's it. Oh.
Steer us to our target.
Oh, they might all be able to get me. That's not good.
For the glory of the Imperium.
Fantastic. Okay, you can't get me. You're not gonna get them either. You are gonna get them. My sword class frigate, no.
Smite the enemies of humanity.
I wonder, do these get like... Does this go away? Like, does it come back if it dies? Kind of thing? Not sure. Alright, let's destroy this thing.
Let the incandescent beam scorch our enemies.
There we go.
Chart a course.
And we'll just sail along this route here. So we can end the round. They're gonna blow up. And they're not gonna be able to reach. Right? Okay, good.
Another victory.
There we go.
On Valancia's dynasty.
We are rank 6 now. Nice. Our ship is getting quite strong. Alright. Let's repair. Alright. Ultimate post ability. So we already got all hands on deck. What else do we like? Premonition. Flagship augurs can scan the area for favorable tactical positions while the flagship is in such a position is... Okay. Alright. Maximum overdrive. Speed is increased by 2. So the ramming is better. Empyrean Storm. Flagship makes 7 attacks, each of which targets a random enemy in an 8-cell range and deals warp damage. That's kind of cool. At the end of each turn, the most damaged sector of the flagship's shield restores up to 50% of its strength. And the flagship launches a boarding party to infiltrate, starting internal fires and possibly causing engine damage that cripples the ship for 1 round. Ah, boarding parties is cool. I want that. Oh, we get 2? Oh shit, then we get Imperium Storm too. Damn. Good stuff. Okay. I wonder what I have to do to upgrade these sections. I don't know. Let's go and upgrade you though. Alright, so I didn't actually see what that upgrade did. So you can, I think you can turn at a 90-degree angle now. Awesome. All right, let's check out this system, rather. Got a few things here. Go ahead and scan. How do we get more of these things? We really need to find more of these. Might have to look that up. We got 8 people now, which is good. There are sects in the Imperial cult whose adherents believe transgressors will be punished after death on burning planets. This world could serve as such a purgatory. There's another burning world. Yeah, 7 Promethium, damn. The bizarre structure observed from orbit appears to be the ruined estate of a wealthy noble. Further searching reveals the remains of an envirodome, a landing pad, the main manor, and servants' quarters. It is impossible to determine what exactly happened there. The search team has found something truly disturbing in the main hall. An opulently clothed skeleton sitting at the dinner table. The table is set with gold plates, covered with old blood and piles of bones. The bones on the plates are clearly human. No other remains have been found on the estate. Search through the remains for anything valuable. The scout team returns with some expensive weapons taken from the skeletons. After finishing the report, they hurry away, whispering prayers. An assault laser gun. Well, that's kind of cool. Neato. Alright, what's this thing up here? Recolligers plot. Recolligers plot? Okay. I think we're supposed to bring Earliette with us now. So we shall. How much time do we have? Oh, we got about 20 minutes left of the episode. We could definitely do this if it's not too long. All right. Is this even like a battle thing here? I don't know. So you get common talent and a regular talent. So common talent, what do we want? Oh, it's weird. They're all gray. I was confused. Why are they all gray? I don't know. Prescient sight. In my sights gains additional dodge reduction equal to ballistics. Yeah, that's good. Let's increase that ability. Okay. Ambush. At the start of the assassin's turn, all enemies that do not have the assassin in their line of sight suffer the unsuspecting effect until the end of the assassin's turn. 7% hit chance, 7% critical hit chance against unsuspecting enemies. That's kind of cool. Eye for the unscathed. That is full wounds. The assassin gains 20% dodge and dodge reduction against that enemy until the end of the next turn. Bringer of Doom. Whenever the assassin attacks an enemy with a single target attack, this attack reduces the target's armor and dodge by 10% until the assassin's next turn. Each use of aim for the opening on the same target reduces that target's dodge and dodge reduction by 10%. I like that one. The armor penetration penalty of feigning attack is reduced to 20%. Although this could be good. We have feigning attacks, so we might as well use it more. Sure. We haven't really used it much, but to be fair, we haven't had her in the party that often. Speaking of that, are you fully kitted out? No. Oh, we also got this. Yeah. For each rank of dogmatic. So the psi rating's not 4. I feel like that's gonna be pretty big. Oh, that helmet looks awesome. Oh, so cool. So cool. Alright. We can give you what he had. Or +10 to ballistic skills. That's good. There you go. What about boots? I wish you could sort by, like, type. No. 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 Maybe. Out of the ones available, this might be the best one. Yeah, looks like that's the only... Okay. There you go. 50%, 50% armor against warp damage. Probably find a better one for you. It's actually kind of hard. Okay. Here's all the capes. Med attack damage. Endure. Our officer stuff. There you go. Do I want these? Give me better warp stuff. Medicae. I don't know about those. Maybe, is there anything better? What about weapons? Do we have better weapons for you? So yours, Wanderer's Portent, does 20 to 25. That doesn't look like it. Not a lot of options, actually, at all. The Aldari Chainsword does more than the Ghost Sword. I can't get rid of the Ghost Sword. The Ghost Sword is cool. Okay. About armor-wise. Temperature repairs more than 50. Is your repair more than 50? No. Okay. Okay, we actually don't have a whole lot for you then. That's fine. We're set up all right. So what's going on here?
Intriguing.
Welcome, your ladiness. Please, please, come right in. Our chief. And you, oh my god, I speak too quickly. Our chief, she'll greet ya. And you, nitwits, quit your gawking and get to work. Alright.
An initial survey of the vessel indicates that my exploratory brethren have already performed a requiem rite here. Further examination is inadvisable.
The plate reads, Lethano's Pride. The name Lethano surfaces in your mind. The history of a family from the Karanos Expanse who invested all they had in a family ship. The ship perished in the warp on its maiden voyage. The Lethano line never recovered from this crushing blow. Okay. I guess we go up here. Hello there, your ladiness. A working area where fragments of ship are dismantled in search of scraps of valuable metals or parts. How far we have fallen, the rogue trader digging through rubbish I can scarcely speak for. Grief. Oh man. A dump site of cut pieces of metal and other metal materials, probably from clearing out a path deeper into the ship. Whoa, check out the visitor over here. Must be something. Huh? Are you the chief? Retta. A tired-looking woman of indeterminate age, clad in work clothes, breaks off from her task to greet you. She freezes momentarily, clearly unsure how to address you, then says simply, Your ladyship, please excuse me. I don't really know your name. Welcome to our little colony. May the light of the Emperor be with you, and with us. My name's Retta Maximova? I'm in charge here. Would you believe it? Well-spoken rabble. Is rather sweet in its own way. Go on, then. Amuse me. Tell me about yourself in this place. What is this place? What is this place? We just call ourselves Retta's crew, and this place is Retta's camp. That's it. We're Recolligers, scavengers, in common terms. She does not speak the word scavengers with any kind of disdain. On the contrary, there is dignity in her voice, the kind with which one would announce their affiliation with a respected guild or family. Tossing a glance at Pascal, she grimly adds, "And our work is all legal, even though your brethren have no liking for us." Pascal stares dispassionately at Retta, with a hint of disgust. Evidently, he has not even considered the possibility that replying to this creature's words could be anything other than heresy. "What do you do here? You've got your own ship? Can you tell me anything about this wreck? You take pride in your trade, I see. I can take you from this place. It's not safe here, and sooner or later it will drift somewhere so remote that nobody will ever find you again. What do you do here?" "Right now, we're gutting this old heap of junk, slowly but surely. That's a Recolliger's life for you. They drop us off at some decrepit station or an ancient battlefield, and we just sit there for years on end. We look for working tech or valuable materials or whatever else might be useful. If we find anything, we sell it to passing ships. Not the easiest job out there. These wrecks are chock full of all kinds of dangers. But, and I swear it on my plasma torch, it's an exciting one for sure. This little bird's got all kinds of bells and whistles. Most of the tech is dead, but we do find working pieces now and again. We spent 2 whole months clearing out this shaft we found. Finished just 3 days ago, actually. And we found this thing, a bit weird looking, but still functional." Retta's expression brightens a little. "Perhaps your ladyship would like to buy the component from us. I'll bet that big ship you've got there could get plenty use out of it." Pascal's vox crackles to life. Imperiously, he tells her, "Present the object, laywoman." Sure, I'll buy it." "Well, isn't this something? The Emperor himself must have smiled upon us." Retta makes a triumphant gesture. Thank you, your ladyship. You'll be pleased with the results. Magnus-class rechargeable batteries, times 3. Her mood visibly improves. "You know, your ladyship, it's kind of embarrassing to offer you this, but over in that corner there, we keep things we don't rightly understand or can't really use. You could send some of your people to check out if you'd like. Clearly, you know more about this stuff than us. You might find something useful." "You've got your own ship?" "No, not even close. A luxury like that? You could count the Recolligers, whatever, who got their own ship on one hand. An old worker's hand that got sucked into machinery 3 times and slashed by a plasma cutter twice. We fly with whoever, mostly just taking our chances. Sometimes we hitch a ride on the promise that we'll pay with what we find later. Other times we find some other means. Risky business, obviously. 5 or so years back, a crew got dropped off at an abandoned station, but something wasn't right with the life support systems. The ship came back to pick them up 2 years later and found nothing but bodies. And about 15 years ago, back before I had my first little one, a ship took 3 crews to locations and ran into pirates on the way back. The ships go out on expeditions for years at a time, so it was ages before anyone realized they were missing, and it was even longer before they remembered the scavengers. Plus, it took some time to find the ship that could check on them and pick them up. Long story short, all 3 crews had bought it. Yep. Tell me anything about this wreck?" "Not much. We're no eggheads, you know. We're manual labor. It's an ancient thing, pretty dangerous, and we don't really know much beyond that. Before we came here, some tech priests had done their own bit of gutting. I mean, ritualing. Bowing to the spirits, all that. That lot don't tend to leave a whole lot of valuables behind, it's true, but it's way too scary to go in before them. And hey, we dragged a dozen of their broken servitors out of the mines after. The carcasses smell awful, but you can pluck a decent number of parts out of the servitor and sell them. Doesn't seem like there's anything nasty living inside the wreck now, but the wreck itself is barely holding together. You go a couple of modules from here and that's it. You won't take another step without fearing that a broken reactor might cook you alive, or a whole module might depressurize. Well, it's nothing we haven't handled before, so we're having a poke at it. But we don't have a clue what the ship is or who it belonged to." "You take pride in your trade, I see." "Sure do. It takes skill and luck, and a good head on your shoulders. We risk our lives every day, crawling on top of these old buckets. If something goes wrong, we die. By the scores sometimes. One moment we're there, the next we're gone. Kind of like worker ants. But you know what, your ladyship? Our job also has something, how should I put it, poetic about it. Hope you don't judge me too harshly and don't take it as insolence, but some people, even big people like you, think too highly of themselves. Let's say your ship hops into warp someday and doesn't hop out in time. And then around 1,000 years later, another gal like myself, who needs to feed her 3 angle biters, somehow, will be rifling through its remains looking for anything good. That's just the nature of things. Each of us comes and goes, but the way the world works stays the same. We all have our lot in life, and mine is just as good as any other. You are amusing, little monkey. Your life is shorter than a moth's, and you spend it digging around in the carcasses of dead, malevolent metal. But you speak of eternity in the stars. I like that. It is like seeing starlight reflected in a puddle. Nonsense. There are those who are great and those who are nothing. That is the nature of things. You speak as if the world is set in stone and none of us can change anything for the better. Do not dare talk back to me. Another word about me thinking too highly of myself, and I'll leave you in no doubt about your place. There is something to your philosophy. Go the iconoclast route. Those are some big things you're talking about. Wait, am I deaf? Change for the better? Heck, that'd be nice. Retta pauses to think. If I was younger and didn't have 3 youngsters back home, maybe I would dream about stuff like that too. But as it is, I've got no time for dreaming. I've got to work. I can give you a ride. But this is our whole livelihood, your ladyship. You take us from here, and what are we gonna do? Sit in some hold, slaving away? Here we've got our own colony, our own operation. No, this is our path, and we won't stray from it. I see. Your ladyship. Retta falters, as if flustered by her own nerve. Please, don't take this as insolence, but it's not like I have much choice. It's not often that we get well-stocked ships around here, and we could certainly use more provisions and some warm clothes. If it's something you would be willing to provide, we would gladly barter for it with whatever we can dig up inside this here ship. It's just a respectful offer of fair trade. She bows slightly before stepping aside. Okay. Locked container.
As it should be.
A damaged safe. The contents of similar safes are destroyed when hacking is attempted. You should not try to open it just like that, but something from the environment could help. Something is propped against the door from the other side. You can hear the piercing sound of a saw and other tools coming from behind it. The simple machinery and tools look a little worn but well maintained.
I tread a path unexplored.
In this work of crude craftsmanship, you can just make out one of the depictions of the Emperor, commonly seen in the Cronus Expanse. The apparatus gurgles and emits a strong smell of alcohol, probably not of the industrial variety. Alright. Retta, did you want to trade? No. Okay. Got some goods here. Take all of that. More goods down here.
Magos Pascal, has the investigation of the augments extracted from your fellows borne any fruit?
The unit, Heinrich Van Kalos, does not have clearance to access this information.
Bet that didn't make Heinrichs happy, huh?
Observation report on Heinrich Van Kalos. The unit's professional skills make him a suitable candidate for data interrogator servo skull conversion. I am proposing.
I will have to decline your generous offer, Magos. I would rather keep serving the Golden Throne with my full complement of limbs.
Probably a good idea.
Too hard for a simple monkey?
Among the wreckage was an instruction manual for the duty officer on how to access the safes. You can obtain the codes to the safes by logging into the ship's cogitators. Alright.
Powers unseen
There it is.
uncover my path.
Got the
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
inoperative. Okay. What about this one?
Operation successful.
Inoperative. Okay.
Let's seize the opportunity.
The one down here. What about that one?
the machine god.
Is off but
grants
appears intact. You
insight.
can try to power it from a local source.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Did it work? Logic.
Operation successful.
You successfully logged in with the duty officer's credentials and obtained the code to the old safe. Okay, cool.
The world will bow.
What's in there? We've got an Eldari weapon. Fractal blade. Cool, cool, cool. Gains 25% bonus to parry. Nice. And a cloak. Mimic fibers blend the coloration of the wearer into the surroundings. 10% dodge and some fire grenades. Well, that'll be. They opened it. Must be nice to be learned. We never would have cracked it. It is nice to be learned. I wish my my students realized that. I wanted to give you this sword. Yeah. Oh, it looks cool. Although it looks like it's going through her body, which is not ideal. Look at that thing. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? I think that's everything.
Intriguing.
Ah, not even a battle. I'm shocked. Still took a while to explore all that, though. Okay, we've got an unidentified void ship and another planet, and then we're done with this system. A Vox notification from the Augur crew drowns out the usual noise on the bridge. An Imperial vessel, the Dark Piercer, and its escort ships are headed your way. Your archives make no mention of either the ship or its owner. As you consider your course of action, the ship's captain contacts you first, introducing himself as the Pilgrim. The captain greets the rogue trader courteously and offers to purchase any information you might have on crystal phlogiston deposits. Why do you call yourself the Pilgrim? The captain admits that he has not always done the right thing in his life, but he once beheld the blessing of the Emperor himself, and has followed a special path of service to him ever since. That is the path he now treads as the Pilgrim. Why do you need phlogiston? The captain's coarse laughter echoes from the Vox. Phlogiston is a part and parcel of many different aspects of life in the Imperium. How exactly his customers are going to use it is none of his concern. All that the Pilgrim promises is that the phlogiston will be used for the good of humanity. Pascal becomes visibly animated at the mention of phlogiston. Though indifferent to the prospect of a deal with the shadowy individual, the Magos nonetheless recommends you find out more about phlogiston deposits. Your own protectorate would benefit from the knowledge. Propose a deal. Valuable information in exchange for granting the Pilgrim the right to mine phlogiston using the Von Valance's extractums. We can attack them for plunder, bid them farewell, ask them what we will receive. Sure, let's go with commerce here. 100% chance. The captain of the Dark Piercer is in the best of spirits. In gratitude for your invaluable help, he sends you a small box containing ancient maps and documents. They appear to speak of a certain imperial world lost many centuries ago. Then, in a somewhat conspiratorial tone, the Pilgrim relates a story about a standoff between two Xenos fleets, which he was told by an acquaintance. The person in question, sadly enough, died at the hands of the Inquisition before they were able to pass on the coordinates for the crash site of one of the Xenos ships. However, the Pilgrim knows for a fact that the vessel met its demise on an ocean world. Alright, bid him farewell. Later. Very neat. Scan. And plasteel. Alright. Oh my god, look how close we are to leveling up. One more planet scan would have been enough. Damn. Let's go ahead and go back here. And we need to chart new routes. Hey, Krennic. Alright. So we found Kiavagama. So that's good. Getting a little late. I want to keep. You know what? Fuck it. Just gonna go here. Charting our routes. We have a route to Kranich. Awesome. But visit this. And I'm gonna try and avoid any ship combat. I'm gonna just try and scan a planet real quick. Or just do this. A violent battle is unfolding before the rogue trader's eyes. Patrol ships from the quarter fleet are tearing apart two small Aldari vessels. Once they are finished with them, the void ships give chase after the third, already damaged vessel, clearly with the intention of destroying it as well. Seeing the last ship's impending death, Iliad calls out to the Lord Captain, her voice trembling slightly. Only the rogue trader's intervention can save her kin from the massacre. Ooh. We did promise her, right? We keep our word. Send a message to Incendia Corda's fleet, ordering them to stop the battle. The Vox Master relays the Lord Captain's demand to stop the battle and soon returns with a reply. According to the Corda ships, this group of Xenos are malicious criminals. They are guilty of raiding the system's planets and robbing merchant vessels. Incendia Corda's void ships are intent on performing their duty before the Emperor and exterminating the Xenos. Iliad sullenly watches the unfolding chase through the stained glass windows of the captain's bridge. She grimly concedes that no crime should go unpunished. Except her kin were flying transport ships. It would have been impossible for them to rob a ship, let alone launch a planetary raid. Vessels such as theirs simply lack the firepower to do so. The Monkey are lying. Analyze the intact Xeno ships. Ask Corda's patrol for proof of the Xenos' transgressions. Demand Corda's warships cease fire immediately and retreat. The Xenos that dare defy humanity must be destroyed. Help Corda's ships. Confront the Corda fleet. The Aldari must be saved. Analyze the intact Xeno ship. Despite the presence of some weaponry, the Xeno ship is more likely meant for transporting cargo, or the Xenos themselves rather than direct combat. Ask for proof. The patrol captain reluctantly admits that there is no conclusive proof. This system is sometimes the target of pirate raids. However, this changes nothing, for his servants have no mercy for the enemies of humanity. Demand Corda's warships cease fire immediately and retreat. Unwilling to engage in open battle against the flagship of a foreign dynasty, the patrol reluctantly leaves its prey and retreats to the edges of the system. Meanwhile, the wounded Xeno ship is rapidly distancing itself from the recent battlefield, attempting to hide in the shadows of the nearest world. Every attempt to contact it is met with frustration, and the Vox Master reports that the vessel is in deplorable condition. Who knows how much more the Xeno technology can endure before the irreparable happens. The Aldari are too scared and resentful of the Monkey for the recent deaths of their kin to answer the incoming hails. Despite this, Iliad is certain that she can convince them to cooperate with the Inland Tag, if she is allowed to speak with them. Give chase to the Xeno ship, open fire on the wounded ship. The Xenos have been saved from Corda's vessels. Their future fate does not concern the rogue trader. We'll let her talk to them. Wait, what? How? We had a 100% chance. Oh, went off of her persuasion. Damn. Iliad appeals to her kin's wisdom, but the words of the outcast cannot make them trust Monkey. The pain of loss fills the Aldari hearts. Only recently did the humans destroy 2 vessels of the children of Assyrian. And now they offer aid? Worse, they offer aid through the mouths of their captive sister. No, the Aldari will not fall for this trick. Trying to outpace the pursuit of the next Monkey vessel, the Aldari overload their void ship's drives. One of the damaged engines is unable to bear the strain. Before the eyes of 100 officers, the Xeno ship flashes a fiery light blue through the stained glass windows as thousands of tiny shards disperse across the system. The bridge officers openly rejoice, offering prayers to the Emperor. Today, the expanse is cleansed of more filth, the enemies of humanity. What is this if not his providence? And only the thin figure of the Aldari stands motionless against the backdrop of the intricate stained glass windows, mourning the fallen in solemn silence. Once the pain in Iliad's soul is numbed, she turns to the Lord Captain and nods, a short gesture of gratitude for their attempt to save those who could hardly be saved. Sometime after, Erliette comes to the Lord Captain, haggard, still holding on to hope. She says that she came aboard the monkey vessel and set off into the darkness in hopes of finding her kin, but found only corpses slaughtered by humanity's hatred. And though she and the Lord Captain were not always in agreement, the Elentak still tried to lend a helping hand. In gratitude, as she promised, she shares the coordinates of her kin's cache. Find the Aldari cache. Okay. Unknown ships over there, probably pirates. And an artificial facility down here, the Hulk. But we also leveled up. So before we wrap up this episode, it's gonna run a little long. We're gonna level up. Oh, what is our so we're still Iconoclast 2. But we're getting closer to the rank 3 one, which is kind of cool. All right, let's level up. Choose a skill and a characteristic. So skill for me, it's saying awareness. Sure. And it's saying perception. Out of my options, okay. I'll take it. Cassia. Characteristic and a skill. Alright, so for you, it's suggesting intelligence. Okay, we'll get the 40 intelligence, sure. And more persuasion, why not? Won't hurt. Alright, carouse is 105 for you. Probably want to get maybe some Imperium would make sense for you. Yeah. And more fellowship. For you, I'm gonna go with, out of these, I kind of want to get willpower, but it's suggesting fellowship. I'll go fellowship. And logic. What's my logic at? I like commerce for you too. Let's go commerce. Next up, for you, and ballistic or weapon skill. I think your ballistics needs to go up, so let's get that. Oh, you get a comment or a comment, a talent, a common talent. All right. Now, Psalms of Heroes is something I liked. Whenever the Psyker uses a damaging Psyker power on the targets that are still suffers 4 additional damage. Second sight. Range of 2 cells and have the range increased by 3. Subtle manipulation. I also got all these. Psyker can use a damaging psychic power while being threatened by enemies in melee range without provoking attacks of opportunity. Okay. On their first turn of every combat, all psychic powers of the Biomancy discipline cost 1 action less. Okay. Whenever the Psyker is healed or heals any ally, if the character being healed is already at full of wounds, that character instead gains temporary wounds equal to the healing. Okay. Corpus conversion. When an enemy adjacent to an ally dies, that ally gains a stacking corpus conversion effect. If multiple allies are adjacent to the dead enemy, one is selected at random. Next psychic power that targets only the target with the corpus conversion will work as if the Psyker's psi rating is 2 higher. Will not degrade the veil, will not trigger psychic phenomena or perils of the warp, and will remove 1 stack of corpus conversion on the target. That could be good. Another Psyker heals themselves or another character with a psychic power or an effect applied by psychic power. This healing can critically heal when with a chance of 5 plus 2 times willpower. The critical heal chance is increased by all of these effects. The increased critical hit. Okay. Yeah. Psyker's allies. When the Psyker's allies or the Psyker themselves are under the effects of psychic powers, they gain 5 toughness for each of such effects. Deals damage. They gain 1 stack of Sanguine Siphon. Right. I liked Corpus Conversion. Let's get that. Alright, Earliet. Agility. And Awareness. Easy. J. Persuasion. And weapons. No, agility? I think agility would be good. And Argenta. Lore Imperium. And Fellowship. There we go. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this episode. And the next one, we'll explore this system. And then we'll have to decide if we want to go to Kiavagama first, or if we want to go and deal with the Drakari. Probably the Drakari. They are, I guess they're both important, huh? Pretty pressing. But the Drakari are actively attacking multiple settlements and colonies, so probably them. Something to think about them. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.